Hey guys, Sean with Custom Offsets TV on the YouTube. Got another one of these matchups for you. Remember, this is where we're just going to show you a tire size and a wheel size and how they match up together and give you some of the specs on it. So this wheel is going to be a 20 by 9 wide, and it's the RDR, and it's going to be wrapped in a 275/60 R20. So what we always try to do is break that down to inches, so that makes more sense. But it's basically 33 inches tall, and then 10.8 inches wide. 10.8 wide, so about 11 inches. So it's basically a 33 by 11. So because you've got that 33 on a 20, you're gonna have that typical sidewall that you'd have of any of the 33 12.5s or some of the more standard sizes. So it's about 5.5 inches. This is a BFG all-terrain, what is it, the TA-KO2, that's what I figured. So it's a TA-KO2, it's one of their most aggressive tires, and it's gonna be about 5.5 inches to the top of the lug nuts, of the top of the lugs. I got lug nuts in the brain. Spike lug nuts, get spike lug nuts. So 5.5 inches to the top of the lug, and then I would call it about here would be about your tread sidewall. It's got a real aggressive sidewall, so there's not a clean line, but it's about 4 3/8 to that where the sidewall pretty much ends. So you've got a little over a 4-inch sidewall, 5.5 to the top of the lug nuts. So you've got some sidewall, you know, for a 20 on 33, it's pretty typical. And then as far as, you know, how much wheel protection you have, it's a 9 wide on almost an 11 wide at 10.8. So you're gonna have a little bit of protection. It's not gonna be the same as the 12.5 wide would, but you're gonna have plenty as far as, you know, if you bump a curve or something like that at the old drive-through. I think the most common reason somebody would run this size is sometimes they won't offer a tire in a 33 12.5, so they get closest to it with 33 by 11, or they're trying to stay a little more narrow because they're trying to cut through snow or mud, other things. The wider you get, the more they start to float. And then the other reason is for clearance, because it's a 33 by 10.8 and on a 9 wide with not a very aggressive offset. My guess is this is going on something that's leveled, so they won't have as much trimming as they would if they had the 12.5 and maybe a 10 wide or something like that. So this kind of setup should tuck inside of the wheel well pretty well, basically run perfectly flush, and then run its tread inside the wheel well. So I think that's why people would do something like 275/60 R20 on the 20 by 9. That's all I know. Peace.